Welcome to PCGamer Radio. I'm your host Lipstickpaddy, and today we're doing a deep dive of the Kickstarter RPG Adventure Solasta Crown of the Magister. This is one to definitely get on your game list and play. It's fantastic, but before we look at this, please check out our advert that's coming up now, and check out the links in the description for all the detailed parts of our deep dive. We'll be back talking about Solasta in just a minute. Oh my god, we love gaming on the PC, but do you play board games? Well, let me tell you now that I have another channel that specialises in live Kickstarter board games. All the hot ones always come up on here that for you to check out, including Six Siege, which is on Kickstarter now from Mythic Games, a French company that's in the Premier League of board games, and it's based on the Ubisoft game Tom Clancy's Siege. Really worth checking out that game. It looks phenomenal. Also Descent, this is a RPG board game that's coming out, and oh my god, it's looking phenomenal with 3D terrain, characters that have their own voice in the story, and it uses an app as well. This is looking phenomenal. You can check my content on that, and also in our playlist you can check out, we have videos that are looking special programs that we do in love letters to Kickstarters that you might be able to lay back on the pledge. Well, yeah, if you're into board gaming, please check out our sister channel, which you'll find in the description below. And let's get to the main highlighted feature of today, which is, you guessed it, we told you in the intro. Welcome peeps, this is a deep dive review of Solasta Crown of the Magister. Okay, now I'm going to start this video on Kickstarter just to see how this went, as it should explain some of the things in the game. So let me go to the Kickstarter, and also there are also jump things if you want to jump to sections. I'll be looking at the character creator, I'll be looking at the characters, some of the cool things of the game, some of the things it could do better, and it actually has a great innovation that the genre on the PC really could learn from. It does some really cool things and some not as expected, but that's probably because of the Kickstarter. So let's just go down the Kickstarter page first. Now, it kickstarted in early 2019, so it's been like a 2-year project, and it's using this turn-based tactical RPG based on the SRD 5.1 rule set, which, to be frank, I have no idea what this is. SRD. There's actually a difficulty in the game which puts it as a board game, but for me it's kind of 1970s board gaming, not the modern board gaming of Descent 2nd Edition Madara, which I own, which is like, which we've seen in the PC. If you pick up a dual-handed weapon that does as 1d10, that means if you roll a 5, you do 5 damage, roll a 10, you get a crit, maybe double damage, roll a 1, it's a critical miss, and it does, the game doesn't do that though. In fact, it uses a 1d20 to determine if you're going to do a hit or not, and if you get 10 or less, it feels like you're getting a miss, so it's like 50% missing, and you're like, is my character actually proficient? And as soon as I reduced it down, the difficulty, it felt like a PC role-playing adventure game. So anyway, they have had like a demo, and it's been like in beta for a while, but the 1.0 came out there just at Christmas last year. There's been some good comments about it, although I don't think any of these reviews actually give justice to some of the things in the game, which is why I'm doing the deep dive. Now, the Kickstarter promised an epic adventure. I think they nailed the adventure. It is a really nice one to go on. The mysterious and dynamic world, yeah, delve into long forgotten dungeons. The dungeons are really good. Light and dark is important. You have to attract monsters in darkness to light them up. Yes, has this. 3 dimensions. This is actually really good how you climb around, jump, and fly around if you're a wizard. You have a fly spell, which I'll show you in the game. And this is the bit where I think it failed. True to tabletop, because I played this mode for like 5 hours, and I just had enough was enough, and I turned it back into a role-playing game. Because you're like missing half of the time. It doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel like you're playing a game. And yeah. Team of passionate veterans. Well, the game certainly has a certain sense of polish to it, I'll give them that. But I wish they'd spent an extra year adding to it. And all these kind of things that are nice that got unlocked in here. I think if they do a second Kickstarter, it might get more success because really, if it broke $1 million, they could have unlocked more stuff, deeper systems in it, which for me, the systems they have in is kind of roleplay light, I will say. Doesn't detract from the great combat and exploration, though. That is its solid bit, and coming out from the beginning here, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10. But this, based on the SRD 5.1 rule set, is limiting because Dungeons & Dragons has 50 years of balancing, and you can have a ton of skills and feats from your character because it's all been balanced. And I feel like this SRD doesn't have enough playtime, so they've not been able to expand it and add so many different role-playing options. So yeah, it is a little expanded. So let's go into the game and I'll show you character creation, and I'll show you the part where I was a little bit disappointed in. Now, the character creator, you can choose from 4 characters that are pre-made, but I really enjoyed rolling my own character. Now you can go through these and select based on what they are, etc. There is going to be a DLC sorcerer character as well, which was unfortunate that it's still not out. The game came 1.0 at Christmas and it's now July almost, and it's still not out, the DLC character, even though you meet sorcerers in the world. So I can't comment on that. But like charisma here, that's important for the sorcerer, but he's not in the game. But I'm going to go with half elf for fun. Now the 4 characters I went for are cleric as the healer, fighter for my sword and shield, rogue because you need a rogue. It's a RPG adventure. There's going to be traps and chests that you've got to do and doors to unlock, and wizard because you want a magic caster. Paladin and ranger, not that important really. Favorite enemy, dragon. Well, not many dragons in the game. Plants? Did plants attack me in the game? Anyway, I'm gonna go wizard. Now, the wizard can use a light crossbow, and if I edit equipment, I can say, give me... why would I want a dagger? I want my... Why can't I have my light crossbow? The Explorer pack here gives me some little parts. Small Smith Toolkit will let me make stuff. So I'll go with that, but disappointing I can't get my crossbow at the beginning. Now this is rather cool that you pick their background, because it will determine how they actually speak, and the 4 of your party members will talk to each other, and it's a really cool dynamic. And if you play the game a second time, I highly suggest you pick the other 4 different backgrounds, because the conversation between them all will change. And I really love how they've done this, because I've really learned my character's lowlife. For example, my fighter was a lowlife, and if someone comes over and says, hey, that's my item, she'd go, no, it's not, we found it. Finders keepers. How do we even know it's yours? And then the aristocrat would say, well, if you left something there, why didn't you take it with you? Can you give us proof it was yours? So they'll kind of talk from the background, and it's nice how they mix together with this stuff. Let's make a sellsword. Most of my characters was good, but the second playthrough you can go evil. I don't know how the evil works in the game, but it's probably just in the conversation. Let's just pick 2. This bit of rolling is like, again, RPG. It's not even board gaming, it's RPG, and it's rubbish. Just go point by like all games are now. Now it says tip, as a wizard, intelligence, constitution and dexterity. Constitution is going to be more than what you think because they're going to be so squishy, this is important. And dex will be important for dodging and for also using your crossbow. And intelligence, obviously. Now if I hover over wisdom, it doesn't say it's going to be useful. How you're attuned to the world, it's like useless. Charisma, sorcerer not in the game. And the paladin uses that. And it says how you interact with others, but constitution. Now there's this section on the right here in grey. Deception to deceive people. Intimidation speaks for itself. Performance. That doesn't even get used in the game. Persuasion, yes. Now, the amount of conversations where you'll be needing levels in this is, you could count on one hand, literally maybe 5 in the whole game, which was probably lack of development time on the Kickstarter. This red section, insight will give you a percentage to see how well these are going to perform. Animal handling, hardly any examples of that. Medicine, hardly any examples. Perception's going to be good at survival, yeah. Religion, this is just for lower talking to each other. Most of these are up here. Arcane is going to be good for crafting, though. Sleight of hand over here. Never even saw it got used in my whole playthrough. Useless. Athletics and acrobatics, absolutely necessary for vaulting around the stage. Stealth going to be important for the one stealth person. And if you're wearing medium or heavy armor, it negates your stealth anyway. So really the rogue's only going to want that. But acrobatics, arcana. And let's go investigation and... Like, why can't this wizard have good persuasion? Like, just... Oh, religion then. No, history. There's some languages here that aren't... You're not going to talk to giants or goblins, but it'll let you... It's like the history of the goblins, so you learn a little bit more of their language. You want to make sure all 4 characters have all of this in their language. Spells, I'll talk about that a little bit later. Now the character creation here is a little bit limited, I'd say Mass Effect 1-ish, and it does have Mass Effect type of conversation, which I'll show you when we get to gameplay. There's quite a lot here, but voice is kind of important.
I hate those.
What's the they bit?
Again, harder!
Thanks.
They? Is this some kind of LGBTQ plus stuff? Huh? Okay, let's say I'm happy with that. Why are you not letting me through? I want to finish. A name. Love this game. So love this game is there. Now, I'm going to go and show you what the characters are like when they level up, so let's jump in the game. Now, welcome in the game. You see a little bit of the engine here. It's nice. Zoom in and out. Levels, jumping around, climbing. Now, there's one interesting thing here, and I'll show you with the mage. Now, if I look in the bag here, she's wearing this adventurous wizard clothing, and sometimes you're picking up things off the floor. And you might be just picking up some generic stuff like a gold locket and think it's not useful. Now, these rituals are spells you can cast all the time, and one of them is Detect Magic. That 10 minutes thing, why don't you just do it? It's a bit weird. So, yeah, there is arrows that she doesn't know what they are. Okay. Now you'll only unlock the potential of these once you've learned what they are, right? So every time you pick up something from a chest, it's worth actually testing it to see if it is magic. And sometimes you might have already picked something like, look at that, his plate is gone's magic. It's half plate plus 1. Ooh, so you've got to kind of do this. It can be a little bit like, you're doing this too much. So I kind of did it every time I got to the end of a dungeon or something, because you're going to be checking every time you pick some stuff up. Now, let's say I found a magic item that actually gave me stuff. Well, you can do a rest and a short rest. The short rest is actually good because you can see Nina here, my warrior. She's got health down, and the short rest I can roll these dice to get that up. This is actually a nice thing to do because as these dice get used up, that means I can only do short rests to get the health up, and then I've got to do a full rest. I can only do that at a campfire. And the attune thing here, you get these kind of special armors here, and you can only attune to 3 of these, and they give you something interesting. So these boots give you maximum jump with no risk, and these braces give her more armor if she's not wearing any armor. So that's definitely for the mage. So that's kind of nice how you attune up. Now let's go to the actual long rest at the camp here. Zooms in quite nice, and it holds up how they look, even in the cutscenes, which we will see coming up. Now this is an interesting level up here because this is like a key point in the level up where you'll see stuff. Now, let's start with the fighter. Now, at levels 3, 6, and 9, she can choose to either put this stuff up, like that, or pick a feat. But, for example, get her strength up so she does more damage. Well, there's magic items that get strength to 25 in the shop, so why would I ever want to do that if I want more damage? And the feats, some of these feats here are giving you like plus constitution by 1, but like, why when you level up are you not getting an agility point up here? Why are you not getting one of them every 2 levels? Why are we never leveling up the skills? In fact, you're going to see an example. It's the only time in the game I saw the skill get leveled up from, but it's odd. And only coming into the feats, sometimes 2 with 1 character, and this person 3, it was a little bit kind of... Let's go robust. I mean, this gives me extra constitution, and... yeah, I can, you know, this gives you kind of stuff, but you want... This is okay when you come in, but it's like light role-playing, and I would have preferred it better if some of this stuff, like... Where's the lock breaker? Like, I shouldn't even be able to pick lock breaker unless my... well, you know, unless my mage had a skill in something else up here, maybe sleight of hand. So, no, you can go for most of these. The only reason I'm locked out of some of them is because I can't cast spells, I need intelligence, charisma for that, this stuff, so... And this one, look, manipulator. You gain proficiency in intimidation, persuasion, and deception. It's only used 5 times in the whole game. That's useless. So, yeah, stuff like this. Let's pick robust. Now, the healer. I've actually rolled him so he can use a double-handed sword, and I will be rolling him on his next feat to wear heavy armor, because he's really just my DPS, and he heals when necessary. And he gets 2 hits with this now, with a great sword, and the first hit's free, and the second one I can heal, so it works really well. And that was it. Look, he leveled up. I didn't get anything. Look, this is the first time you can put skills up. Why? So when you level up, it's kind of okay. It's the only one it really matters is the wizard, but all of these should be fascinating to level up in their own way. If you look at Dungeons and Dragons, or you look at anything Obsidian have made, so this is like a light RPG. Now, you only get up to level 5 spells, and I will show you a late build where we've got that, and it should be fascinating to see it. Some of the quirky stuff that's in here is always get this shield here, because sometimes before you get hit, you're asked, do you want to put the shield up? That's fantastic. And you are kind of limited. So let's say I've just got level 4 spells here. I have to take away... let me just pick some out of this, for example. Oh my goodness, a lot of this is absolute nonsense. Like, a lot of this you just don't use, especially comprehend languages. Which, I'll pick that anyway. Comprehend languages. Just go for all this stuff down. Was it let me get? I just picked 2 because I've got like a better build. And that's it. You can prepare spells in here. But for example, if I got level 4 spell, I can't actually use any of them before I unselect something. So if I unselect jump, then I can put it in 4. It's kind of weird how you can only use certain ones. It really is weird. But the yeah. So when you level up, it doesn't feel important. And in RPG adventures, when you level up, it's usually a massive fun thing to put your character in a new way. But this one, disappointing on that. I'll say that much. The biggest thing is the health goes up. Anyway, let me go to my later build and I will show you some combat. And I'll show you some of the weapons I crafted. Now, these are my higher level peeps, and I've crafted for my warrior the white burn. Look at that, does an extra 6 damage. Now, the crafted weapons are so much better than any other weapons in the game you can get by far. So I've got some magic gloves here that make us score 19. That will get replaced by a belt that does 25 strength, so when I can afford it. Now, I've not done a check of magic, so let's do it after this little run I've been on. I don't know why that weight thing is there. Now, what's weird is, I know I want to get one, this armor here. It just looks like an outfit, but there's something special with it, and you can't craft cloth. Why not? There's only 2 things you can wear in the whole game. This starting one and this what she's got on. The starting one, I think, is the adventurer's wizard stuff, and then you get this darker one. Oh, it's a special. Let's have a look what the special is. Oh, resistance and necrotic damage. That's really good, because that's a very strong spell that they can put on you. Oh, it's good, but I've got to attune to it, so let's attune. Got to rest for that. The armor. Very good. Now there's more stuff there that I could have got, but other nice late game armor. I've just crafted a Frostburn dagger, which does another dice of frost. It's massive damage with that. The bow I crafted, it's not as good as another one. Let me just show you some, just about that crafting. I've got like the recipe for the Medusa bow, which I did craft before I completed the game, and it's fantastic, this bow. I don't know why you can't craft crossbows either. It seems like they didn't have enough dev time to go crossbows, because there's another one here, storm bow. That's a long bow. Why no crossbows? So I think it's just Kickstarter didn't have enough time to develop it. So, you know, that's why. You can make these like poison potions and you can put them on weapons to give you another die roll. That's going to be massively important to do like epic damage and stuff like that. And I'll talk about crafting more when we go to the city, and I'll tell you more about that there. So let's go in and we'll show you some combat.
The gem! We found it!
Where are the Sorax?
Now I've rolled 3 ladies and a man. It was a good thing. I would never go all one race at all. Like, I wouldn't go all 4 one sex, and you might want to do 2 and 2. But I went with 3 and 1, and it was actually quite fun. But if I played again as evil characters, I'd do 2 and 2 sexes, so yeah. Fairly late in the game here. I feel like it's like level 8. Although, no, it's level 9. Oh, fuck.
What just happened?
A gem, right? Just like that.
Did you hear that?
The sound of killing.
The Sorax.
That was fast.
You afraid?
Course not.
I really like the cutscenes with your characters. It feels there we go. Light's going to be important here, so I need to give my
I needed that.
warrior her light, and you're going to need light to kill enemies that are sometimes you can't see them and you're just going to miss them. I find it odd though that when you blind people, they can hit you every turn. I've not seen blinded people miss. So there's a little bit of buggy quirks in the mix. Now I'm going to meet a guy here, and you think there's going to be some kind of conversation choice, but there isn't any really, and I wish you had choices in conversation that affected your morality and things like that, but again, not much development time because of the Kickstarter promise constraint. Oh.
Now, my friend, it's time for a little chat.
I'll give you nothing. Sortar will protect me from your torture.
He isn't here, Two-Face, but I am.
This place will be your death, too. It is cursed. Its magic is twisted.
This place is cursed?
Don't you have eyes? Didn't you see the fate of my brethren?
Won't lose sleep over it. What's cursed?
This very place! Everything seemed peaceful, and then magic came out of nowhere, targeting us.
And how is that a curse?
Because I know we will all die here. It said so.
Who said what?
The voice! It said we would all die. After each death, it said it again.
Disturbing claims.
Sure, all these dead Sorax and no trace of what killed them.
They could have taken their dead just like the Sorax do.
And what do we do with our friend here?
He is a Sorak pawn. There's only one thing to do.
And yet, we have laws.
He's too dangerous.
Who are we to call ourselves judges and executioners?
Servants of the gods.
protectors of Solasta.
Blessed be his name.
Oh, it feels like it could have been the RPG Mass Effect game. But sadly, no choice there to kill him or not. He just ended up perishing. But ooh.
Go back to where you came from, you insignificant beings. You are not worthy to enter.
Yeah. This is probably an interesting place, actually. Now, there's one example here of a chest. And your rogue, who's the specialist at climbing and jumping, cannot get to it. And the ultimate wizard spell is to fly. Nice and easy. Now, it's probably going to be worth coming back to places of chests that you didn't get, because the chests often have, like, quests. A chest like that might have something in it. For example, the rations there for leveling up at, you're probably going to run out of them by you get to this place, actually. Stock up on food big time. Now, you get a choice of where to go here, but it's deadly. Look at the darkness in this place. This is where light becomes important. And she's flying around still. It's interesting because she can fly up normally higher.
Let's stick together. This cave is dark and full of terrors.
It is. And we'll see some combat as we come this way. She's going to lose her shield though with that up, but not needed that much. Now I'm going to show you the strongest spell in the game. Now I wish I'm locked to this, so the wizard's not going to go right to the end, and I wish I could kind of skip until the end of our roll, but it locks you in like this. So let's attack this big bug.
Touché!
Okay. Nice and easy. She can do this action surge once every turn as a fighter, so she can do 2 more attacks, but not yet. Oh. Now here's my healer with a double-handed sword.
Try again.
Oh my god, I rolled a 2 and it missed. That's the sword I crafted though, the Doomblade Greatsword, and it is good. It can add a necrotic damage to them. Now the healer, let me show you the fireball. It's not the strongest spell, but it's massive. Look at the area of this thing. Nice. Now this guy here, we've not got a lot of information on him, and he's crawled all the way up there, the cheeky bugger. Now this is where the mage shield can come in. You can actually cast it, and of course you will. That's a great negator. Boom! She's going to switch to a stabby and stab this zealot.
Ah! too slow.
Look at that, a 6, 17 damage on it. Unbelievable from a Frostburn dagger. Incredible. Disengage, let's... Can't really get behind him on that disengage. Okay, attack then.
You didn't get me.
Now the healer, if he attack...
You'll die like the rest.
Now the healer, if he gets the first hit in... I can cast a heal, for example, and get out this spiritual weapon, but I'm just going to do a heal and I'll boost it to level 5. No one got hit. So that's just an example of what you can do, but no one needs healing, so... The second hit's great. That's a feature. If I look at my character, the follow-up strike is like a double hit, a 1d4 plus my strength damage. So giving him the belt of strength, also giving him a belt of strength should be great later on. And this one let him get great swords, and the third one will get heavy armor because... Oh, I must have... Oh yeah, I got the heavy armor. So yeah, he's ready to upgrade at this stage. Now the biggest spell is going to be the Conjure Elemental, and you can choose which one you go for. Fire is going to be great because it sets fire to things, and it has so much resistance. It takes 50% damage of everything, so it's phenomenal, the fire one. Anyway, this monster, I don't know much about him, so I'm actually going to cast Identify Creatures, and I can do this in a bubble. Now, I've unlocked level 4 of 4, and this bestiality is fantastic, and I think this should come to more games in the genre because I think it's really cool. Now, resistance is to a lot of the weapons, so it prefers elemental damage, probably. Immune to prone, has a lot of saving throws, and this knowledge about this item, about this monster, though, it's gonna be very interesting if you could actually use that information and sell it back in the city, because there's not many ways of getting gold in the game, and this would be fascinating because when you're out on the world map and you get random encounters, sometimes you can skip them by hiding, but if you're like, no, I want to complete my bestiary, then you'd be more encouraged to do those fights, and then, because money, like I say, I wish there was more chance to get money, and there is a massive roster in this that you can find. It's so cool. It really is cool. All right. Now let's see if I can run away. And she does have high dexterity, so she's pretty good at running away, and the flying lets her go all over the place. Look at this. She's epic when she's flying, and it lasts for 8 more minutes. Uncanny dodge. Why do I have to press this button? Should it not be automatic?
Shake it off!
I can't believe she missed, and she rolled a 7. I tell you.
Die!
Let's use the action surge. Get 2 more in. I really want the double-handed weapon on the Zealot.
Bend the knee or perish.
No, that did the Doomblade cut on the monster, so it will be taking damage every turn now. Now, talking of necrotic damage, this is necromancy and it does massive damage. $36 damage then. Now maybe she missed because it is quite dark though. I can't actually. I put my dagger with this. Did it just zip my dagger out? I can't believe that. It's so awkward that you can only do one change. And where did the dagger bloody go?
A bit of light won't hurt.
Let's just put the light up for everybody and just dodge.
Bravo! Victory is yours.
Right, so that's combat I showed you. There's so many different enemies that got different strategies and stuff, and we're in like a dark zone here. Combat is really fun from the very beginning to the end of the game. It's solid, it really is. Sometimes you'll get all of your people disengaging behind the wizard as she pulls off a really big spell, like the level 5 Frost Cone attack, which is massive cone. Deadly if they stand in that, by the way. So it is quite strategic how you move around, and yeah, it's extremely fun going in all the dungeons, and the story's good. I love the banter between them and the cutscenes. It really is great. Now let me go to a city and show you what that is like. Now, before heading to the city, I want to show you this place down here. So come on peeps, let's get down to the merchant. You'll see a bit of the platforming here. Climbing. It's a race, who can get there first? Now all the shops are like a person standing there. There's no, you don't go in a shop per se. And I wish there were kind of shops, but this person here is...
Strike true, friends!
This guy sells all the crafting recipes, and it's going to be fantastic to come in here, because crafting is the best way of getting the best stuff in the game. When it comes to weapons and armor, there is kind of belts, gloves, braces, cloaks that are magical that you can get. But nothing rivals this stuff. I just wish there was stuff. I really wish there was stuff in here for... Oh, the Dragon Blade. Stormbow. Ooh. The Warden Blade. Even more expensive. The ones with the special names, I know what that is, by the way. I'm just... Oh, Black Viper. That's an actual rapier, if you go in double-handed. Oh, the Medusa bow. Fantastic! I showed you that earlier. But this is the place you get it all. Let me just clear it. Now, the shops is really frustrating. For example, this armor up here, no one wants it. I want to sell it. And if I look at it, it says it's worth 950. But when I sell it in a shop, 10 gold? Are you kidding me? 10 gold for armor? And this is... You can't make any money selling stuff, really. You can sell, like, Magic scrolls, they bring in money, yes, normally. This, look, 5 gold, 15 for all, that's terrible. And this is one of my complaints, is the economy in the game feels a little bit broken and it's really hard to get money, and the only place you can get money is to go and do things. So, for example, when I came here, I had to go inside the excavation, come all the way in here to this library, and then go into this crown room down here. And once you finish the main quest here, you can get a job board, which will send you back here, which is worth doing, because when you come back here, there is going to be like usually a boss that you've got to fight, and you get crafting material from them, so I really highly suggest you do them as well to get experience and level up. Because the main storyline thinks you're doing the side quests, so make sure you do them when you get them, because they're going to be needed. And yeah. Where are my people? There they are. So yeah, if you come and do this area down here, there's going to be stuff you've not picked up because of encumbrance, or you just don't want to pick up stuff that's useless to you. Well, no matter, because when you get back to the city... Oh, I'm in the library here. Come on, camera, bring me back to my people. When you go back to the city, there is only one way you can really make money, and I'll do that when I go to the city. So let's jump to the city now. Now, welcome to the city. It's not that big. In fact, it's like a little village of sorts, but there's some cool stuff here. The shop up here is selling me the magic gear. This lady here is selling me the best armor in the game. There's a man in the pub here who sells me the base materials to craft armor and weapons. And there's the magic lady over here that sells me scrolls that I can learn from. But... they're not shops, they're just an NPC standing there. Now let's go and see what this lady wants here. So, the scavengers, and I'll tell you about these. The only way of making money. Now, so places that you go to, when all the bags that you didn't pick up, the scavengers will go and get all that stuff for you, and they'll take a cut of the profits. So this is the stuff they picked up. I want to get scrolls because they're potentially worth money. Some stuff might be for crafting. Rations you need anyway. And then look, I'm making this money from the little runs that I did. It's very hard to get money, it really is, because the shops just stiff you. Let's see what she has to say.
Ah, there you are. Clear skies, my friends. Someone came to see you.
Me? Who?
An old acquaintance, I gather. Master Dakin. He said he'd wait for you at Sunblaze Court.
Oh. Thanks for the message. Stay in the light.
Everything all right?
Like she said, an old acquaintance.
Now that's actually a class quest that I picked up there, and that's really cool to go on them. It really is. There is some nice features of the quests. All the quests are fun to go on. I like the repeatable quests that come from this job board here. Let's have a look, see if there's anything on it. Now before, there's this one place here where you're handing in the main quest, which is, where is it? The Legacy Council. I'd avoid going any time to the Legacy Council until you've done all your jobs. I really do, because when I came here near the end of the game, it locked me out of doing side stuff. And I wish it said, if you accept this quest, no, please finish all your other stuff before accepting this quest, because you won't be able to do them. I wish it gave me that warning like the other RPGs in the genre do, because I didn't finish a couple of quests that I really wanted to go on. And it kind of locked the content out for me, and it really disappointed me that it did that. And I didn't even know at the time that it was going to go to the end of the game. So I was like, let's go to the pub.
Hello, adventurers. What can I offer you?
So there you go, my deep dive of Solasta. It is a phenomenal game. I'll give it 9 out of 10, especially for the 2 years it was in making, and I think the dev team did a lot here. I felt if it had an extra year, it could have maybe put more crafted items in, like cloth and crossbows, and it could have also... I've done more stuff that I've really been talked about. And I wish that bestiality, you could like sell the information you're gathering out in the Badlands. That would have been great to like encourage that. And I feel also the background has affected how they all talk as well. That's phenomenal, and I think it adds to the genre really well. I'm massively waiting for Baldur's Gate 3. Oh my god. It's in beta, but I don't want to touch it until it's out fully. And I can't wait for this. And if you're waiting for that too, I think you're going to love Solasta as an in-between. The campaign and side stories is about 40 hours in. It's really, really cool. It's light on the RPG, but the dungeons and the adventure and the story is worth the travel. It really is. And I love the fact that I've got a small rogue, the big tall lady wizard, my mage Lipstickpaddy, and the guy who was fantastic holding them all together. The bit of masculinity there. Although Nina here, my fighter, she's so butch. She sounds like she could be a lesbian, but there's no problems with that. The only LGBTQ plus in here is the voice. Is it he or she or a they? Let's hear your voice, Nina.
Tell us about your tavern.
The inn? Well, it's not that old, but somehow it feels like it's been here forever. Well, you can meet all kinds of people here, that's the good thing. An old scavenger, a diplomat from the council, a knight, a lord, a beggar. We also have rooms to rent by the night.
Why the name Gravekeep's Cask?
Well, it's very old, from imperial times. Perhaps a historian would know, but I don't.
Alright, so there we go, my 4 protagonists. I absolutely loved the journey. I highly, highly recommend it. It was really good. But make sure your difficulty, this is my last advice. Do I have to go to the main menu to show you this? Let's go to the main menu, because this is going to be important when playing the game. My final advice is, when you start an adventure, you pick Explorer mode. Authentic is the tabletop rule set from 1970 to avoid. Go straight to Explorer mode and you'll be right at home with the RPG adventures that you're used to on the PC. So yeah. Honestly, if you go authentic mode, it might put you off the genre, it might put you off board games, and trust me, modern board games aren't like authentic mode. And RPGs on the PC are not like this authentic mode. So everybody switch to Explorer mode, what I highly suggest. Well, there you go. That has been my deep dive into Solasta. Thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a like. Think about subscribing, because the next RPG adventure that I will be reviewing, the review will be out in a couple of weeks maximum, I'll put the description below. Here, editor please, put the description, sorry. I can't wait for that one from Obsidian Entertainment. Oh my god. I've left it a while to play that and I can't wait to play it, but yeah. When you play Solasta, pop back to the channel. Let me know what you thought of it. Keep your thoughts below. And yeah, I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. You've been listening to PCGamer Radio. This game is certainly worth its weight in gold, so buy it and play it. I highly, highly think you won't ever regret it. So, thanks for watching, peeps. You have a good time. And as they say in Solasta, let the light be with you, and this pint tastes like piss. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now. Well, thanks for watching. And if you remember, you can please subscribe and like the video. And don't remember, you can also hit the bell for notices on the channel. Yeah, we've also got a Twitter you can see on our banner, so check that out too. So take care and bye-bye.